I've been a long-haul trucker for nearly 12 years. In that time, I've seen my fair share of strange things on the road. Accidents, abandoned cars, even some bizarre desert lights I still can't explain. But nothing, and I mean nothing, comes close to what happened to me one night in 2019 while driving through the loneliest stretch of Route 66 in New Mexico. It was late, maybe around 2:30 a.m. The kind of darkness where your headlights feel useless because the road just swallows them whole. My cab was silent except for the hum of the engine. No radio, no phone service, just me and the asphalt. About half a mile ahead, I spotted movement on the side of the road. At first, I thought it was an animal, but as I got closer, I realized it was a person. A young woman, maybe mid-20s, standing barefoot on the shoulder, wearing what looked like an old-fashioned white dress. She was waving her arms desperately, signaling me to stop. Now, trucker rule number 1, you don't pick up strangers on dark highways. But something about her made my gut twist. She looked terrified, like she'd been running for her life. Against my better judgment, I slowed down and pulled over. She climbed into the cab, shivering, and whispered, "Thank you. Thank you." He was going to kill me. I tried to ask her questions, who was chasing her, where she needed to go. But she barely answered. She just kept looking over her shoulder at the empty road behind us. Her hands were ice cold. And stranger still, her dress looked damp, like she had been standing in the rain. Except the desert air was bone dry. I offered her some water, but she just shook her head and whispered, "Keep driving, please." About 20 minutes down the road, I glanced at her again. That's when I noticed something that made my stomach drop. Her feet. They were covered in dirt and blood, like she had been walking barefoot for miles. And then, I swear to God, the inside of my truck started to smell like wet earth. I tried to ignore it. Maybe my mind was playing tricks on me from exhaustion. But then she spoke again, in the faintest whisper. "He's still out there. He always finds me." I looked in my mirrors. Nothing but black highway. When I turned back, the passenger seat was empty. I slammed on the brakes, heart racing. Did she fall out? Did she vanish? I grabbed my flashlight and stepped out. The desert was silent. No wind, no sound, just silence that pressed against my ears. Then I noticed it, on the passenger side step of my cab. Muddy footprints. But here's the thing. They didn't stop at the ground. They went up the side of my truck like someone had crawled onto the roof. Before I could react, I heard it. 3 heavy knocks on the roof of the cab. I scrambled back inside, locked the doors, and floored it. My semi roared down Route 66, but I could still hear the pounding above me. It only stopped when I passed an old, broken-down gas station, the kind you'd expect to see in a horror movie. I pulled in, desperate for lights, for people, for anything. The place looked abandoned, but the neon "open" sign buzzed faintly. Inside, the shelves were empty except for a few dusty cans. The cashier, an old man with sunken eyes, barely looked up. "You picked her up, didn't you?" he asked, voice raspy. I froze. "What are you talking about?" He gave me this tired smile and said, "She's been trying to hitch a ride for decades. Died on this highway back in '74. They never found her body. Some say she's still looking for a way home." I wanted to laugh, to tell him he was crazy. But then I looked back at my truck through the grimy window, and there she was, standing beside the passenger door, staring right at me. Her face pale, her dress soaked, her eyes black as coal. I ran back to the truck, but when I flung the door open, the seat was empty, just the faint smell of earth and roses. I drove the rest of the night without stopping, praying for sunrise. To this day, I never take Route 66 at night. And sometimes, when my cab gets too quiet, I swear I can still hear those 3 knocks on the roof.